Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am beginning my journey to redo this cabinet here. This is my IKEA default cabinet. I have the name on the screen. I can't remember ever what this cabinet is called, but it's the one in my kitchen. It has a ton of plants in there and I'll show you in a minute, but everything is very grown in. If that's the proper way to say it, like everything is tangled and growing up and around and over and through things. So I don't necessarily want to redo it for that purpose, but I need to put some of my moss poles in here because this is my tallest cabinet and I want to put some really tall moss poles in here. So I got some shelves that I'll show you guys when we get to that part. We don't know when that's going to be because I have to deal with this. And while dealing with this, the only way I can deal with this is if I deal with this. So you can see I've already cleaned out the top shelf and put them over here. I'm doing like a little Hoya purge video as well. So I have like 3 videos that I'm going to be doing while I'm filming this one, so hopefully I can keep everything sorted because this is about to get wild. I want to do a Hoya collection video, I want to do my cabinet redo video, and I want to do the purge video if I actually end up purging anything. I can at least show you guys me cleaning everything up in a separate video, but this is definitely a huge project that needs to be done. And I've been putting it off for a really long time. It's gonna take a really long time, but I think I'm finally ready. So, like I said, I ordered some shelves for this cabinet and I will talk about that when we get to that section. Right now, we are going to work on getting everything taken out of here, which is gonna take a while, I'm sure. I cleaned up the shelf already so I can put the plants in here onto here. And then I need to figure out the configuration for the cabinet, which means the lights need to be readjusted. And I'm obviously changing the shelves, so that has to be done. I need to clean everything, so it's gonna be a big task, so I hope you guys are ready. I'm scared. I don't know how long this is gonna take, but once I start, I really need to power through and try to get it done within that same day or this weekend, so hopefully I can do this. I am overwhelmed already, so I am going to show you guys what the cabinet looks like right now, and then I'll probably set you up on a tripod, film a little bit of me taking it out, but I'm not gonna go too heavy on that because I use my phone to film and I like to listen to music and stuff, so yeah, sorry. And plus I don't wanna bore you guys. But I'll show you each step of the way, like what progress and what my thoughts are. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn you guys around and show you what is looking like in the cabinet. All right, so here is the cabinet. I love it. I love looking into this, so I'm a little sad to be taking it out. It's so funky. Can you guys see all of the aerial roots? Like, everything in here is incredibly happy. Right now, we're at 87% humidity. This is not weatherproof. This is just because there are so many plants in here, keeping it happy. The shelf is no exception. 99% of what is in here is a Hoya, so I'm definitely going to be looking at what I want to keep and downsize or cut. I ran out of storage, which is probably going to be a familiar theme throughout all of these videos I'm filming because, again, I do everything on my phone. But a few odds and ends, but mostly I want to make this so I can put some tall moss poles in here. So I got some cool shelves. They're like horseshoe shaped so I can put things in the middle. And then I got some half shelves. I ordered 1 extra shelf. I'll talk about that all again, like I said, shortly. But mostly what I need to do is get everything out of here, which is such a good idea anyways, because some of these don't get the best care and I need to really look at everything and see what needs a repot and what I can do to help some of these plants live their best life. And some of these will be going back in here. I'm going to do moss poles and then my Hoya because they are so happy in here and I want to keep it a super human environment. So yeah, what's going on is everything is like, I have this attached to one of those poles. This one's climbing up on its own. And I'm really sad because everything is so happy. Look at all of the aerial roots everywhere. This cabinet holds such good humidity because of the way I have it set up with as many plants as I possibly could fit in here. These were all very tiny whenever I put them in here and they have grown significantly. So cabinets do work. And now I have to work to make it brand new again. So yeah, there are as many Hoya as I could possibly fit in this cabinet, and now we are going to work on detangling and taking everything out. Some of them I'm going to cut, some of them I might just get rid of the whole plant. We will see, because I do want to purge some plants, make a little extra cash for a trip I'm going on, and I think this is a great way, and it's also motivating to get this done finally. I think I'm just gonna like dig in. These front ones are really easy. They're not really attached to anything. I'm not gonna go through the Hoya. I do wanna do a Hoya collection video, probably as I'm finding homes for everything or before I put it all back. But yeah, some of these aren't in the best shape and I know that. So don't judge me if you see something that looks like that. But this is definitely, when you have this many plants, it becomes a job. You really have to have time to put into plant care when you have over a certain amount. And I think the last time I counted, I had over 100 Hoya. So it's definitely a task. So watch me struggle because all of these are tangled together. And it's actually really great that I'm doing this because I don't get to see all of them in their glory all the time. Like this mini Bella Splash, I haven't been able to see how splashy the new leaves are because it's been facing away from me. And I didn't realize it had this long tendril. So I might see if I can't wrap that around or something. But that's for another time. My priority right now is just to get everything out of the cabinet. So I'm going to do that. It's really cool to see how far some of these have come because most, if not all of these Hoya came from just like a 1 or 2 leaf cutting and they have grown into actual plants now, which is just really, really fun. I'm not really concerned about taking them out of the environment and putting them back. Hoya are pretty resilient, so I think it's gonna be okay. They're not gonna live out here for long, and if they do live out here permanently, they're gonna be surrounded by many other plants, so it should be okay. But I think I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of decompress and do this on my own because I don't have a lot to say and I don't want to like bore you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig in and probably watch some YouTube videos and I'll give you guys an update whenever I'm at the next step. I was clean, I'm about to take it out. I unhooked that light there. I found a peduncle on a Hoya that I didn't know was gonna bloom, which, so I ran out of storage again. But yeah, it's climbing all the way up there. So I hope it doesn't affect the peduncle because it looks like it wants to bloom. And this is the Hoya AH074. Which is getting a little splashier. I'm probably gonna cut that part off and get rid of that cutting because it's a pretty good one actually. But I'm really struggling here because these Hoya are so happy and they're putting out new leaves and I don't want to affect them too much. But I really, really, really have to do this. So here we go. I wanna show you guys a little bit of what I'm dealing with. This is obviously the worst shelf out of all of the shelves that I had. Everything is just so tangled. So I have this Hoya wrapped around this Hoya, which is wrapped around this Hoya, which is wrapped around everything. The one that I was afraid of, this is my AH074. It was literally growing into the corner of the cabinet, but we got it out. I had to do some manipulating and it's way longer than I expected it to be. Unfortunately, it has this peduncle right here, and this Hoya has never bloomed for me before, and I didn't even know it had a peduncle. So I don't think I'm gonna be cutting it, unfortunately, because I would actually really like to cut this Hoya. I am dealing with a time, but we are making progress. Look, progress is being made. It's going a lot smoother than I anticipated. I'm really glad I'm doing this. I think it's gonna be a really rejuvenating process to get all 3 of my cabinets redone, and my shelves, because that's a whole thing too. But right now we're focusing on this task and this jumbled mess. Once I get all of this sorted, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna feel good. So yeah. I did just want to say, for all my people that are here for like yarn and knitting related videos and they also like plants, this is exactly like untangling a ball of yarn. Exactly, except I have to be way more delicate with this than I have to be with a ball of yarn. And I mean, I could use the same technique of just cutting things, but I want to evaluate everything before I cut it because I don't want to cut something that's just like a long runner and then there's no leaves on it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this, and I kind of wanted to relate my plants and my knitting, and this is the perfect way. It's literally yarn barf. It's plant barf. Woo! It's the last plant that's in here. It's really, really long, and you guys, I haven't had beneficial mites in probably like a year, so it's a really good thing I'm cleaning this out because that's really gross. But I wanted to show you one of the things about having them in the cabinet like that. Sometimes they would get squished up against the side and I wouldn't even know, and the leaves kind of get deformed. So this is a really great, beautiful Hoya, and then sadly this leaf grew into the side of the cabinet and got deformed, but it's still a beautiful Hoya. I love that one. This one is so freaking long, which is insane. It was like 2 or 3 leaves when I got it like a year ago. It's so cute. I don't want to cut it, but I feel like I have to. It's so fun. fucking cute. I love this one so much. Okay, I don't even remember the name of it off the top of my head. I think it's like a Hoya chinguensis or something, but that's probably wrong. So I'm gonna get back to this, but the second shelf is now done. We have 2 more, and they are way less invasive, so let's go. So I'm down to my last 2 plants on the shelf, and I found a hidden set of blooms. So cute. It's also blooming over here. This is the Paclia clauta, and it's got another peduncle. So they're all so happy in here. So this makes it really hard, but I'm hoping I can mimic their environment wherever they end up and make them just as happy. A lot of these Hoya I have seen before, so I will say after they bloom a couple of times, it does become less exciting. So it makes it easier if I lose the blooms. I don't really care as much. So this Paclia clauta has bloomed a couple of times for me, so I'm fine with it. This plant has never bloomed for me, but I just took another plant out of here that's bloomed once for me, and it's about to bloom again. So I'm not too concerned if I lose the blooms on some of these. It's okay. I've gotten my photos. I've enjoyed them in the past. And yeah, now I need to reorganize everything so I can fit my collection better and enjoy my collection a lot more. So this is the last 2 plants on this shelf, and then I just have down here, which is going to be a breeze. So I'll come back to you guys and show you the shelves here in a second. So the cabinet is all cleaned out. I cleaned the bottom. I'm also going to put some protective like shelf stuff on the bottom because the bottom of this cabinet is wood, and I'm going to be putting plants directly on it. I had plants directly on it before, but I want to be more cautious now. So I'm going to put some protection down. I'm also going to clean the sides of it, but I wanted to show you guys the shelves that I had, and I'm going to play around with some configurations, and then I'll show you guys like what I come up with. But I'm just going to do it in my own time, kind of like how I have been, and just giving you little updates. But these are the shelves. I got them from a shop on Etsy called Hobby Pilled. So yeah, I'll link it down below. These are different shelves than I used in my other 2 cabinets. That shop I couldn't find, so I don't know if they like just went on vacation mode or deleted or something. But these shelves seem like just as good quality. I got 4, but you can only fit 3 shelves in here. I figured I wanted to play around with the configuration, so I might as well order the 4th one just to see what I like. And then I could sell it in my local plant group because I know a bunch of people have these cabinets because a girl bought a bunch of them and then sold them locally. So I think that I will have no problem getting rid of them if I need to, but I also might just keep it in case I want to play around with the configuration again in the future. I just thought that that was going to be my best solution. So I got these. They were relatively inexpensive. I think for all 4 of them, it was like $116, which they are expensive, I will say, but they were a little bit cheaper than the other shelves I've got, probably just because they're smaller. But I got 2 of these half shelves, and then I got 2 of these. And the purpose of these is so I can put plants in the middle. So I'm gonna get everything cleaned up and re-sort it with the bottom protection, and then I'm going to play around with some configuring of the shelves and see what I like. And then we're gonna move some plants in. So that's really exciting that this is actually happening. I'm so proud of myself, you have no idea. Okay, I was rudely interrupted by my storage going out again, but that shouldn't be a problem. I deleted a bunch of old video diaries I made when I was going through my journey, my past journey. It was really hard to say goodbye to those, but we did it. I don't know what I was saying before I got cut off, but I went ahead and I laid down these stuff on the bottom of the shelf, and I'm gonna play around with the shelf configurations and moving plants in. I'll show you guys some of the steps in between there. If not, you'll see the finished product of what I came up with. Sorry I wasn't like very in-depth in showing you everything. This was a tedious job, and I have some other videos coming about like cleaning up my shelves behind you and doing some purging and cutting maybe. We'll see what happens. And yeah, I'm just trying to get this done in a relaxing way, and sometimes filming makes it harder, so I hope you guys aren't disappointed, but you are gonna see the outcome of the shelf. And yeah, so I'm gonna get back to this and I'll talk to you guys on the next step, I guess. I figured I'd go ahead and show you what I was talking about, but this is just like a little sticky, it's not sticky, but it's like non-slip grip thing to hopefully protect the wood. I just cut out the corners and it fits in really nicely. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave this light attached for now until I figure out what the heck I'm doing. There's one up here too, so we'll figure it all out hopefully. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so the first thing I did was go ahead and add the extension for the plant that I wanted in here, and I actually added the final extension as well. I didn't put the moss in it, but let me stand back a little bit. It goes pretty much to the top. It's perfect. So I can grow this melanochrysum all the way up before I have to cut it, which is so exciting. I can't believe it fits. These are all the thickly pole extensions that I have. So once it reaches the top, I'm going to obviously have to cut it. But there's some bare nodes in here that are definitely rooted in that I can cut at so I can keep the plant going with the more mature leaves eventually. So that's really awesome. And it's pretty much at one of the pole extensions where I can cut. So what I'm hoping I can do when I need to is just cut the plant and then put it in the soil and then just take the bottom extensions and put them on the top. So that's gonna be the game plan when that time comes. But I wanna show you guys that that is the purpose of me redoing this cabinet, is so I could grow my Melanochrysum. It's really hard to show you because I have a wall right here, so it's not like I can just stand and show you that. So I needed to do that before I put the shelves in so I can see what we're working with. So obviously I need this to go in the middle of the horseshoe shelves. So I don't even know if I'll be able to use the half shelves. We shall see. I might use them at the top. I'm not quite sure. I haven't put them in yet to see how much room they take up, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have to use the horseshoe shelves here, and maybe I won't be able to use 3 shelves. Maybe I should have got 3 horseshoe shelves. I might have to order another one. We will see. I'm going to go ahead and continue on, but that is the purpose of this whole thing. And I can't believe it reaches almost to the very top. That's so cool. I'm so happy it fits. It's pretty stable. It is a little bit wobbly, but it's honestly, when I do that, it feels pretty secure. So I don't know, I'm pretty happy. So I'm gonna go ahead and play around. You guys, I think I found the configuration that I'm gonna use. I went back and forth with a couple things. Like I swapped this one and that one a couple times, but I think this is perfect. I need to obviously put the lights in and make sure everything hooks up, but this is so freaking cool. And I'll even be able to put a plant with a pole here that can be a little taller, which is so exciting. And there's a potential I could fit one more, but I think this is gonna have to be the star of the show, and I cannot contain my freaking excitement right now with how cool this is. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So I'm actually glad I didn't do 3 of the horseshoe ones, because I like that I can put another pole plant here, because I want to do more poles, obviously, and I think this is going to be really awesome to have that. And then by time this one outgrows, I can probably move it down when I need to cut this one. So I think it's going to be so awesome. And then I'm going to be able to fit a lot of those Hoya back in here. And I'm literally unable to contain myself right now. And I'm really sad that this is in a location where you can't get the best visual. But you guys, trust me when I say this is going to be the legit coolest thing I've ever done. So I'm so happy and proud of myself, and I'm so motivated to finish this cabinet tonight. Not all of this, just this. So I'm gonna get back to it and I'll show you guys the updates, but I am literally freaking out right now. This is so cool, and I'm so glad that I did this. It's really something I needed. I've been going through a little bit of a difficult time right now, so this, perfect. Mwah, chef's kiss. All right, so it's been a few days since I last filmed anything, and you can see the cabinet is pretty much still exactly how it was. I am so overwhelmed and stressed. I can't figure out how I want to do this cabinet, but I need to do it because I need my dining room table back. I need to organize everything, and I'm just getting anxious about it. So I think I'm going to make this a combination cabinet with Hoya and aeroids. And then the one in my bathroom, I'm also going to keep a combination. So I'm gonna move some of the aeroids out of the bathroom cabinet into this cabinet, and then I'm going to figure out where to put these. Hoya, you guys. Help. It's me. It's the same night. I did a little bit, and then a friend came over. So I thought I would give you guys an update on what's in here. It's definitely not done. We have way more to do, but let's go ahead and turn you around and show you. I put some things in there. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Here is what we're working with. The humidity is definitely going up now that I've put more plants in here. It was staying around 55, 60 with just the one plant, which isn't bad to be honest, but it's going up until I open the door, of course. But I put my Hoya elliptica back here because I do think it needs a little bit more humidity. It didn't do good the first time I had it living in room temperatures, so I just thought this one would look cute here. and I do want to keep it in the cabinet for now. And then I put these two little guys back here. They are the inner and outer variegated version. So yeah, and then I put another plant in here. I am gonna cut this one soon, so it won't be as tall, but it will grow taller, and I think I'm gonna really like it. It's so pretty. This is the Affinity Brandy Annum philodendron, so it's not the actual one. I do have a cutting of that, which I hope to grow with this one because it's so cute. And then I put this little philodendron in there, and there's a ping back there that I just got from Purge. My serpents I want to keep in here. I'm contemplating if I want to put it back in soil. I have one growing in a terrarium, one in soil, and then one in stratum, which has been in there forever. I put this back there just because it's tall, and I do think it benefits from being in the cabinet. And then these are two new guys that I got, so a little sneak peek of that. And the variegated pollinera. And moving down, I decided to put my new Frydek back here, which is putting on new leaves so pretty, and then my majestic cutting. Hopefully it does well in here. This is a rescue, so it's kind of hiding back there. This is also a rescue, but I'm hoping it works out. I haven't propagated it in soil in so long like this, but it really needs some damage control. And I put it in this non-drainage pot with some soil. I love this. I just really wanted to use it. It looks cute. And then I put my Dischidia thing back and this Monstera Stiltopicana because I don't love it. And I don't actually feel like it needs to be in the cabinet. And as you can see, it's almost too tall. But anyways, yeah. This is what we're working with. I will update you guys again once I have a little bit more complete, because as you can tell, still a hot mess. But let me show you my Redsta. How about that? So I've been moving things around in here too because I'm taking plants out and putting them in the other cabinet, and I'm planning on putting some different Hoya and stuff in here. So I think this will be mostly Hoya at a certain point. For a while. It's not necessarily what I want, but I think it's what I have to do for the time being. So I took all of the poles that were here out so I can put Hoya, and I got rid of, well, I didn't get rid of, I have some plants I'm going to purge, and I put them up top. Just moving things around, shuffling things around. Once I get it in, it's going to be fine, I think. But yeah, I found this plant. This plant is my Hoya rosita. It had major dry rot, and I knew it, but I didn't do anything about it. So I'm glad I'm doing this project because I could have lost it. I had to cut all the roots off, and I'm trying to propagate the whole long stem, but I don't know if that's gonna work. Keep your fingers crossed. But yeah, that's what we're working with so far, and I'll update you guys in a little while. All right, friends, this is where I'm leaving it. This is the final for now. I don't think it's gonna be able to stay like this forever. There's some plants that are definitely gonna outgrow where they're at, and it's gonna get pretty messy, but it's going to be ever evolving. I think for me, whenever I do plant stuff, I tend to just like look at it and then it comes to me. But right now, this is where we're at. So it's a mix of Hoya and aeroids, which is kind of cool. So I just have some Hoya up here hanging down. I put a couple of moss poles in here as well. This one I'm going to have to cut soon. I'm not going to be able to add an extension, and I do just want to cut it and get the bigger leaves and then get rid of these smaller leaves. I have some pings back here that I just got. They're so cute. And some of my new Hoya, I think I showed you guys already. Moving down, the shelf is pretty cute. It's so hard to show you because I have this pole in the middle, so just a couple of things. I'm just giving you a little overview. I definitely don't love it, but I don't hate it either. So this is kind of just where we ended up. I mean, for now it's good. If you guys have any suggestions, I definitely want to hear them. Again, I have one more of these shelves, so I could always replace one of these if you guys think that that might work better. I am always open to your guys' suggestions. So what I ended up doing with a lot of these Hoya is they're still right here, and I need to figure that out. You guys will see that in another video though, where I'm doing a Hoya purge and cleanup video. It looks really nice, but I need to figure that out, and I need to figure that out. And over here I have also, you know, when redoing that cabinet, I've had to start redoing this cabinet as well. So it's kind of turning in more to the Hoya cabinets, but there's definitely some poles of aeroids in here as well. But yeah, I've run into a lot of things that I'm trying to save, like my Rosita, and there's just a lot of things that went into this project that I didn't expect. I didn't expect to find a lot of what I found. Definitely keeping up with your cabinet maintenance is so important, I learned. And it's not that I didn't keep up with it initially, it's just I really liked the way it looked and it was great. And not necessarily the cabinet that had a lot of issues. Those plants grew amazing in there. It's the stuff on the shelves that I came in contact with while having to move everything around. So I'm definitely thinking that I need to get rid of some plants because clearly I wasn't taking care of the ones that I have to the best of my ability. So this has really been a big learning experience for me. So I'm going to continue on with all my projects. I have a couple more videos that I'm making in regards to my plant rearranging, but once I get everything set, I'm good for at least another year, you know? So I just need to bring myself to cut some things and really get to organizing everything and moving it around as I feel motivated to, which is kind of what I always do with my plants. So yeah, it's been a project. Thank you for sticking through it with me. Sorry this video was kind of all over the place, but I had a good time while I was doing it, but I'm ready for it to be done. So yeah, any suggestion you guys have, leave it in the comments below. I really want to hear it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more random content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!